Hello everyone, alecandstuff here. I figured since we are in what I call the dry period for game releases, for obvious reasons, I thought it would be fun to list off and discuss my personal top 10 games I'm excited to play this year in the form of a mini-series in which I'll be posting one video every Saturday and Sunday until we reach the end. Check below in the description of this video for a link to the playlist where you can watch each video as it's released until we get to number 1. So let's get things started.
2 on 4. 2 on 1.
Halo 5 Guardians is the only game on this list that I can say I've played almost an entire year before release in the form of the public beta that rolled out earlier this year. While I didn't get a chance to play with this title too much during E3 due to just how long the line was, I know the game is going to have its own personality and way of doing things differently than previous Halo titles. For one, the beta that 343i showed off earlier this year showcased the game's new arena-style multiplayer game mode called Breakout. This mode is a game type I've seen in other games before, Gears of War comes to mind, and I absolutely love it. The mode pits 2 teams of 4 against one another with only 1 life at the beginning of the match, which forces the player to be more selective about which fights they join in versus going in lone wolf and disregarding teamwork, as we see with most multiplayer shooters nowadays. I love this mode also because it just feels a lot more competitive, you know? One glaring difference between this game and the games before it is its much lower TTK. For those who don't know, TTK is an abbreviation for time to kill, which is about how long a player has to be consistently shooting at another player before they die. In Halo 5, this amount of time has been lowered, and in a large way. Now, clearly something like this just comes down to personal preference when arguing which is best, but I will say this. In the past, Halo has always been a game about quick thinking. Let's say you're on the battlefield and someone starts shooting you. With the higher TTK from past Halo games, you had the opportunity to realize you were being shot, maybe switch to that power weapon you had picked up earlier, and blast them away with it. What I'm saying is that you had the opportunity to react. With the lower TTK Halo 5 has taken thus far, you don't have that opportunity. What ends up happening is whoever starts shooting the other player is usually the one who ends up winning the duel. For me personally, I don't like this approach, since it basically turns the game into a big game of hide and seek. Well, not literally, but you get the idea. As far as the story goes, Microsoft hasn't shown much but a few teasers here and there, which all look really promising. Personally, if it ends up turning out anything like Halo 4's highly cinematic presentation was, I'd say we're in for a great continuation of the Master Chief saga. All things considered, I have high hopes for Halo 5. I think 343i realizes the track record the franchise has and will try to do everything they can to keep the Halo name alive and well. During Nintendo's digital event at last year's E3. Thankfully, the game did get revealed this year and received surprisingly mixed feedback. Whether it be other initial thoughts that I have right now is this middle section right here is going to be a major choke point. So if you can get your team to push past this, it would be a lot easier to